Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you for coming. Nice to have so many new people here. Last month in January, we had 150 people join us for our open day. And this one is smaller, but there's so many new people here, so we're very happy that you could all join us. So this place has been here since 1987. It is the rural retreat for the Hare Krishna movement in Victoria. So originally, before this property, we have 200 acres here in the Otway Ranges. But before this, we had 20,000 acres near Renmark, near Mildura, which is it's about 7 hours drive from Melbourne. And we found that that was a little bit too far away. That was too hard, for you guys to come for an open day. You have to drive 7 hours to Renmark. Probably a little bit too far. So then we sold that property, 20,000 acres on the Murray River, and we bought this one, 200 acres, in 1987. And then we brought this property, we decided to have a school. So this building we're in now was a Hare Krishna primary school, which ran for 7 years. And this is actually the classrooms that we're in now. The kids used to come here. And then I moved down here about 18 years ago with Manigriva, my friend. And the school had closed. So then the buildings were sitting here, so then we turned it into a retreat center. So when I got here, this place had blackboards on it, and it was very different to the way it looks now. And then we turned it into a retreat center, and then we run meditation retreats, yoga retreats, vegetarian cooking retreats, Ayurveda retreats, all sorts of retreats, so that people can come and learn about us. And then once a month we have an open day where people can come here, and then you can learn about what the Hare Krishna movement does. You can see it in practice, because people always ask us, what are you about? What is your lifestyle? What is your philosophy? So then we ask people to come once a month. We have an open day. You can just come here and you can see how we live, what we do. So the first thing that we do here is the chanting, which we just participated in. Did you like the chanting? Wow, everyone says yes. That's cool. The kids like it. The older generation like it. The middle generation, everyone likes it, because this chanting, it is called kirtan. Kirtan literally means, the word kirtan means glorification, to glorify. Because when we're chanting the names of Hare Krishna and Rama. There are only 3 words in the mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. There's only 3 words in the mantra. 2 of the words are names of God. But in our tradition, God is seen differently to other traditions in the world. In our tradition, God is a young, bluish cowherd boy. You can see up the back in the pictures. He's the young, bluish cowherd boy. His name is Krishna. Another name of his is Rama. I like that. So we see God, the supreme entity, as a playful, youthful, divine personality. A couple of years ago, we went to Rome, and in the Sistine Chapel in Rome, Michelangelo, he painted God as an old man with a beard. Have you seen the picture? Well, that's a very famous picture where God's there, and he's long white robes and long white beard, and he doesn't actually look like that. Because he's God. You don't have to be old. Why would you be old eternally? If you had a choice, what age would you choose? If you could just stop your age for eternity, what age would you choose? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? What age would you choose?
21.
21. Very good. 24, 21. Right? No, I ask this question all the time. No one ever says 65, 87, 103. No one ever says that.
I said 40.
What's that? 40, yeah, yeah. So Krishna is Puranam, Purusham, Navayovanam, Cha. It says in Brahma Samhita. Purana, Purusham means the oldest person. Who's older than God, than Krishna? No one. He is the oldest. Navayovanam Cha. However, he is Navayovana. Navayovana means like a fresh youth, always young. Even though he's the oldest person, he always looks young. Right? Why? Because he can. Right? Everyone in this world is trying to do it. Right? One of the biggest industries in the world, right? Beauty and health. Right? How much money do people speak on anti-aging products every year? Billions of dollars to stay young. So everyone's infatuated with it. There's only one problem. The body you currently have, the body that your soul is trapped in, is material. And your material body, you have no control over the aging process. I was actually listening recently, Bill Gates and other people, they're trying to work on different technologies to stop aging. Right? And they might be able to do it to some degree, but they won't be able to completely eradicate it. Everyone ages. It's just this is the material body. But the soul never ages, who we actually are. We're just in the body at the moment, but we are the soul. So Krishna, he always stays young. Why? Because he can. Right? So it says that he stops his age at 16. Right? Some people say 21, 24, like that. So that, you know, he's youthful. He stops at 16, because when you're 16, you're still a bit carefree. Right? You're kind of an adult, but you're still carefree. That's Krishna. That's God. Right? He's the oldest, he's the wisest, but he's also carefree and young. Does it make sense? Yeah, so that's what we're chanting. So we're chanting Krishna Rama. We're chanting his names. And Hare refers to his female counterpart, Radha, who is in the picture next to him. You see in the picture, she is with him. Hare. So we say Hare Krishna, we say Radha Krishna. Right? His female counterpart, and then Krishna is the supreme person. So when we're chanting their names in the mantra, and we repeat it over and over again, they are constituted of bliss. Right? Why did you all come here today? Why did you come here? What's your reason for coming here?
To be happy.
To be happy. Yeah, good. A nice answer. You
said? To learn. To learn.
To learn. Very good. Very nice. Yeah. To learn, to be happy. What else?
To find some peace. To find some peace.
Is it working so far? That's cool. To find some peace, to find happiness, to learn something. Yeah, these are the right answers. You came here today because you wanted something, right? You wanted peace, happiness, knowledge, to learn something. That's why you came here, right? So we go to the places and we associate with the people who will give us the things that we want, right? You have to choose your association in this world very carefully, right? Because you are the product of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, right? Whoever you spend the most time with, that's the energy you are taking. There's a transference of energy, and then you're becoming like that according to the people. So when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna, God, and Radha, they are constituted of pure bliss. So when you chant, did you feel happy when you chanted? You felt something? Yeah, I feel happy. That's why I do it. I've been doing this for like 35 years. Right? Why do we do it? Because it makes us feel blissful, happy. Because we're with Krishna, with God, and He is blissful and happy. This material world that we live in is not a place of happiness and bliss. Is that a fair statement or not? Yeah, I think everyone's nodding. Okay, so it's a fair statement. The spiritual world, the other world, this is not the original world. Right? Everyone thinks if this is the ultimate reality, then, my God, if this is as good as it gets, right? There's got to be something more. So in our teachings, there's another world. I think most people understand there's another place. People call it heaven or Vaikuntha or the kingdom of God, whatever you want to call it, the spiritual world, whatever you want. But we all know there's something else. Most people believe that. So in that other world, it is called, everything is made of Sat Chit Ananda. Satchidananda means eternality, knowledge, and bliss. That's what that's what spirit is made of. This material world, matter, is the opposite of spirit. It is not sat, it is not eternal, it is asat. Asat means temporary. Everything in this world is temporary. If you come back here to where we are now, in 100 years from now, it's very likely nothing will look the same. Very likely. Right? Maybe it will, but very likely it will not look the same. Right? Because everything here is temporary. That's the material world. The spiritual world is chit. Chit means conscious, or it means that everything in the spiritual world has consciousness. Does it make sense? So the people have consciousness, but even like the stones and the trees, they have consciousness as well. Does it make sense? Yeah. But in this material world, not everything has consciousness. Like this stand, right? No consciousness. It doesn't respond, right? There's no soul, there's no spirit in there. It's just matter, right? It's different. So this world is not full of consciousness. Not everything is full of consciousness. And then the spiritual world is ananda. Ananda means full of bliss. And this material world is called nir ananda, which means not so blissful. Which means sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's not so good. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Matra spashas tukunteya shitoshna sukadukadaha agama payano nityas tam shatikshashva bharata. He says that this world is sukha dukkha. Sukha dukkha means happiness and distress. Right? Sometimes you're happy, but sometimes not so happy. Does anyone here know what I'm talking about tonight? Yeah, a couple of ladies in the back are nodding their heads. Okay. So we know in this world, if you're happy, what does that mean? Unhappiness is not far away. And if you're unhappy, what does that mean? Happiness is not far away. They just come and go, like winter and summer. Like today is winter, right? Yesterday was summer, right? And then on Wednesday, I think it's 35 again or something. This is Melbourne. This is Australia. This is Victoria. So this is it's the weather fluctuates. So we know winter is coming. We know summer will come. People say I don't like winter. Okay, just stick around. Summer will come. And then summer comes and it's like this anyway, so what's the difference? So this is the nature of this world, always changing, always changing. It's called chanchala. So always changing. But in the spiritual world it is consistent, the bliss is consistent. So when we chant the Hare Krishna mantra, then what takes place is that we come close to Krishna and you feel blissful and you feel happy. And as Hare Krishna devotees, we do this for many hours every day, this chanting that we're doing. You can try that in your home. We have meditation beads in our shop. If you want to go to our shop afterwards, you can try, and we can teach you how to do it on a daily basis. And if you do it on a daily basis, right, your life begins to change because you become spiritually uplifted. When you chant Hare Krishna, you always feel better. This chanting that we were doing just then, you can even do that in your own home. Right? You can just dance around your kitchen table. Right? This is called antidepressant medicine. So many people are on medication now. One friend of mine, she was teaching yoga in Adelaide at lunchtime for, I think it's called Suncorp. Is that a big company?
Yeah.
Is it? Suncorp. Yeah, Suncorp.
Queensland Bank or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in, they had a big branch now. There's like 400 employees. So one friend of mine, she was asked to come in lunchtime teach yoga. But before she teach yoga, they have to sign, disclaimer. You have to write what medication are you on. She said to me, I think it was 40% of everyone in the office was on antidepressant. This is the way the world is now. So for the Hare Krishna people, right, we take antidepressant also. But our antidepressant is you put your hands in the air like this and you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And you dance around your kitchen table and if you are dancing like this around your kitchen table chanting Hare Krishna and you're still depressed, we'll give your money back. Because it's antidepressant, it works, right? It works, right? George Harrison was very close to the Hare Krishna movement. He was a friend of ours. George Harrison said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Actually, he didn't say that, he just repeated that. Yeah. I think, who said that, Shakespeare? Or?
Dickens, maybe.
Who?
Maybe Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. We don't actually know who said it, but we think it was Charles Dickens. But George Harrison said, that was, like, just try it. Try the Hare Krishna chanting. That's why you came here today, to learn something. What we do when you come here, we just share our life with you. This is what we do. Try it. If it works, that's good. Your problems are solved. If it doesn't work, we'll give your money back. And you had a nice day anyway. You got to eat some nice food. You got to pat some nice cows. You did some nice dancing. It wasn't a bad day, right? And if it works, keep doing it. And if it doesn't work, no problem. You didn't lose anything. Right? So this is the first thing that we do when people come on our open day. The second thing we do is we discuss some philosophy, which is what we're doing now. Like, we're having some spiritual philosophy. Why do we need philosophy? Why do we need philosophy?
I think a lot of us want to understand, I guess, or have some kind of connection to something. So I guess that's why we analyse things or try to philosophise things so we can have that connection to understanding.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. We need philosophy in life. We need a reason to exist. You need a philosophy, right? Otherwise people just do whatever they want, which is kind of what we're doing out there in the modern world, right? What's the philosophy of the modern world? What's that? Money, money, money. Okay, that's probably quite accurate, actually. Money, 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 right? That's a great philosophy, right? Where do you think that will end if that's your philosophy? Happiness, self-contentment, bliss, spiritual enlightenment, awakening? Is that going to... No. What's it going to end in?
Stress, anxiety.
Yeah, stress.
Anxiety.
Stress, anxiety. Yeah. Stress, anxiety, exploitation. When money's involved, right, unless you are noble by nature, money is going to cause you to be exploitive. You will exploit others. If you're noble by nature, you will take care of others. You will earn with integrity, and you will spend with compassion for the benefit of others, which is what we teach in the Hare Krishna movement. In the Hare Krishna movement, we don't teach you to leave your job or your work. I did that. I became a monk when I was 19 for 8 years. 19, 20, I was a monk. But we don't expect all the people who come to do that, right? Because it's not easy for everyone to do that. For me, it was easy. You know, it was a good experience, right? I was very fortunate I had that experience. People say you were lucky. I wasn't lucky, I was intelligent, right? Because intelligence means when something good comes in front of you and you take advantage of it, that's intelligence, it's not luck. Because we all have opportunities, right? But some people say, oh, you were lucky, you were lucky. You can be lucky as well, right? I can get you to join the ashram tomorrow if you want. It's easy, I can do it. I can just make a phone call. I'm setting someone up to join the ashram, right? Okay, she's 47 with 4 kids, but she's coming tomorrow with us. So that we can arrange these things, right? So we have to make these choices in our life, right? So we don't tell people to leave their jobs, to leave their state of income, but to add spiritual teachings into your life. That's all. Right? And some things you have to do, some things you have to give up. Like in the Hare Krishna movement, we don't eat meat, right? We don't take any intoxication, right? We don't have illicit sex outside of marriage. The sex is not there. We don't gamble. Certain things we do. Certain things we do. But otherwise, you can just keep living your life. You can just add Krishna into it. You can just add the spiritual teachings into it. But we're vegetarians. You know, like I haven't eaten meat for like over 35 years. Doesn't do anything, doesn't affect your health, not eating the meat. Right? After lunch, we'll go and visit the sacred cows. Would you like to meet the sacred cows?
Yes.
Yes. Good. Some enthusiasm. Very good. Go to the Goshala, the place where the cows are protected. Goshala means cow protection place. So at Hare Krishna Valley, we have 29 cows and bulls who are protected. They live here without fear of exploitation and harm. Right? You have to do that. If you want to become truly spiritually enlightened, you have to be vegetarian. Right? There's no compromise on that. Yeah.
Do you use the milk from the cows?
Yeah. Yeah, because we're not vegan, but we believe in ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. The cow actually likes to give milk. Right? It's not exploitation. Sometimes people tell us, oh, you exploit the cows. It's not exploiting. Right? It's not exploiting. It's when you look after someone, they like to look after you.
It's mutually beneficial.
It's like that. Yeah, mutually beneficial, and it's an exchange of love. Now, if you love the cow and look after, she'll want to give the milk. Like that. The calf takes it first.
Yeah.
Like we don't take, the calf has it. Then, if there's any left, yeah, sure, we have it. She likes to give it. Like that. So, there's certain things you need to do in your life, certain changes you may need to make, you know, a few adjustments. But all you have to do, you don't have to change your life overall, you just have to add. It's Krishna, you just have to add the spiritual teachings. And then your life will become self-satisfied. So this is called philosophy. If you don't have philosophy in life, you'll just live your life and your life will go off course. And we see society has gone off course. Is that a fair statement? Yeah, the world's off course. Why? Because there's no philosophy behind everything. Right? How come our leaders aren't speaking like the way I'm speaking now? Right? What's Australia? Anthony Albanese? That's a leader? Yeah. Why doesn't he say these things? Why don't you hear him saying, well, actually, we should be protecting all the cows and we shouldn't be taking all the intoxication. We're actually going to close Crown Casino, right? So that people don't fall into the trap, right, of gambling, and there's not all this exploitation taking place. We're going to do, imagine if they said these things, how peaceful society would become. It wouldn't be peaceful immediately because everyone would rebel, right? But then eventually everyone would, actually this makes sense. We need a philosophy in life. So that's why we have philosophy here. Right? So then on top of philosophy, what do we do after this? After the philosophy, then we have vegetarian feast. Now the feast is also significant, right? It is not a material experience. It's actually a spiritual experience. Because what we do in the Hare Krishna movement, people often say to us, your food tastes so good. What's the secret? What do you put in it? Huh? There's something in the food. You know what's in the food? The blessings of Krishna or God himself. That's what's in the food. Because before we eat the food, you'll see in the kitchen, Manigriya, he'll be offering the food to a picture of Krishna, a picture of God. We always do that. We know what God looks like, there's no problem. Like sometimes the Jehovah's Witness people, they come, they drive onto our farm and they give out their magazines to us called Watchtower, and they have another one as well. Something they give Watchtower and they give these things. So very nice people, they're very nice people. But they came here one time and they said, oh, you know, do you believe in Jesus? And I said, of course I believe in Jesus. I follow Jesus. I follow his teachings. Jesus was the Hare Krishna. They didn't know that part. But, you know, Jesus is the Hare Krishna. You know, everything we follow, that's what Jesus taught. Right? So they came here and they gave the magazine, and they opened the magazine. They had a picture of God, but he doesn't have a face. Have you ever seen that? In their magazine? Have anyone ever opened their magazine? Oh, a couple of people maybe. But yeah, if you open their magazine, God doesn't have a face because they say you cannot describe God. But we're different to that. We say you can describe. Right? We're not describing him. He describes himself. Right? In the ancient teachings, these ancient books, he tells us what he looks like. We don't have to imagine what he looks like. He tells us. You know, we have the pictures there. That's what he looks like. So what we do before we eat the food, we first offer it to Krishna, because what we're trying to learn ourselves and what we're teaching others is that before we enjoy something in this world, we should first offer it to God for His pleasure. Right? So you have to eat every day, right? Hands up if you eat every day. Oh, 100%. Okay. Such a nice group. So everyone eats every day, right? And then, but the Hare Krishna bit, before we eat, we cook the vegetarian food, but we offer it to Krishna, because just like if I invite you to my house for dinner, what do? I give the first plate to who? To the guest, right? You never give it. Even one time I ate with my guru. I flew to Oxford in England. He was staying there at the time. And I ate with him. I stayed with him for a few days. And when his servant would come, he would give the first plate to me, because I was the guest in his home. And he's my guru. I felt very embarrassed and uncomfortable, actually. But that is culture. You never eat before the guest. Right? So that is the culture. When we cook the food, we first offer it to Krishna. Does it make sense? But because Krishna is God, He blesses it. And then when you eat the Hare Krishna food, it has spiritual energy in it because it's touched by God. Does it make sense? Yeah, so that's the secret ingredient in our food. So just by eating, you are becoming enlightened and purified. Right? That's how easy our process is. You just eat Hare Krishna food. Today you have to all eat a lot. Is that okay? Anyone have an objection? Any objections? I don't want to hear objections. I want everyone to go back for seconds and thirds. Right? The first time I walked in the Hare Krishna temple, I went back 3 times. I didn't go back, they were serving. They were just coming around, we were sitting on the floor like this. They were coming around serving. They said, do you want some more? I said, yeah, okay. So I had some more. Do you want some more? I said, okay. So 3 times. They said, wow, this guy can really eat. I found my tribe. I found my tribe because I like to eat. I like to have. You know, I was skinny when I got here 18 years ago. With this Hare Krishna food, right? It is so good. That it purifies. And it purifies the soul. Right? So it's actually a yoga process. Yoga means to connect, to unite. It's actually a way of becoming enlightened by having the Hare Krishna food. So simple. So we'll do that next, after this. And then after that, we'll go and see the sacred cows. Right? The sacred cows, they are significant. Because when humans treat the cows and the animals with love and respect, humanity becomes peaceful. Now, is humanity peaceful at the moment? Because we don't treat the animals with respect. We eat them. Right? They don't feel very good about that. Hands up if you would be happy if we had you for lunch today. There was some barbecue sauce. Hands up. And a little bit of chili sauce. Hands up. Anyone volunteering? Anyone volunteering? Anyone? Anyone? Beulah? Anyone? No. Why? Because not... oh my God, you're going to eat me? That's not what I came here for. Right? You said it was a vegetarian feast. So, how do the cows feel? How do they feel? Do you think they enjoy it? No, it's not. So here, you will meet the cows who are born and die here without fear of exploitation. And you'll feel the energy of the cows. You'll feel they're different. Because they know they are safe. And when they know they're safe, their energy is different. Right? They know they're safe. That's called ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. So this place, we have ahimsa dairy, right? Non-violent dairy. The animals are not exploited. The calf stays with the mother, right? Not torn away. Right? How does the children feel when they're taken away from the parents? Right? Traumatized. How do the calves feel? Traumatized. All over the world. Everyone's separating. Right? That's why humanity is not peaceful. Because you can't treat everyone on the earth, because we're all earthlings. You might have seen that video, Earthlings. They put it out years ago, documentary. Earthling. We're all earthlings. We're all the same. We don't see ourselves and the cows as different. Right? We're just a little bit more intelligent, that's all. So we have to look after those who are less intelligent. You have to look after them. You don't exploit them. Right? So that's what we do. We look after. So tomorrow is a very holy day. Tomorrow we will do a half-day fast in honor of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who in the Hare Krishna tradition is the original spiritual master, the original guru. He came to earth 500 years ago and lived in a place called Ekachakra in India, which is a very sacred place. Tomorrow, if you like, you can fast for half a day, don't eat anything. You can drink water, but don't eat anything if you want. That's what we'll be doing up until 12 o'clock, and you'll get benefit by honouring Nityananda Prabhu. His picture's up there. He's the blue personality. He is one of the two personalities who started the Hare Krishna movement all over the world. He started the chanting. So tomorrow is his appearance day, his birthday, 500 years ago, and he is called the Adi Guru. Adi Guru means original spiritual master, right? Now, in the Hare Krishna movement, all of us have gurus. We have spiritual masters, spiritual teachers. Hands up if you have a guru. Okay, a few people have. That's nice. A guru. Hands up if you have a football team. Hands up if you have a football team. Someone you barrack for. Football team. Couple of people. Okay. So, in the Hare Krishna movement, when we meet someone, like another Hare Krishna person, we quite often say, who is your guru? In the modern world, when we meet someone, and you get to know them, sometimes they say, who do you barrack for? That's not as important as who is your guru. Because AFL football or NFL or whatever it is not as important as who is your guru, as becoming enlightened in life. So it's very important to have a guru. So in our tradition, it's very important to have a guru. People who can enlighten you and teach you. So all of us, the Hare Krishna people, we have gurus. So tomorrow is the original spiritual master. He is the teacher that all of us, all the other gurus follow in history. So in the Bhagavad Gita is our main book of knowledge. It's 5,000 years old. I think, hands up, you heard of Bhagavad Gita? Oh, most of you, that's good. So Bhagavad Gita is our main book of knowledge, spoken by Krishna himself. So there's one very important verse, which Prabhupada once said is the most important verse in the Gita. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upayadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshina. This verse is very important. Right? So I'll read you this verse and I'll explain a little bit. This is philosophy. We need philosophy in life. So Krishna says, it's good to have a guru. And in this verse it says, just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. You will never understand the truth of life, the purpose of existence, without a guru. Right? Someone to enlighten you. You'll never understand it on your own. These days, in pseudo spiritual circles, people think, I don't need a guru, everything is just within me. Right? I can realize everything just within me. Now there's a problem with that. You are limited. And you make mistakes. So how do you know? It is possible just within yourself to find the truth, but it's possible, but it's very difficult. So you can try to do that, but you might waste a lot of time. You could just go to a guru and he could enlighten you immediately. Right? So sometimes people tell us, I don't need a guru, it's all within me. Okay, that's fine. But I'll give you another example. Right? Like if you go to any university in the world and you go into any course and you sit there with a professor and the professor's speaking and teaching you, say about, say, do they have a department for like to become a brain surgeon? They must have a college or something, right? So you go there. So you sit with the professor who's teaching about brain surgery and you say, Guruji, Professor Ji, right? You don't have to teach me anything, it's all within me. I know how to do brain surgery. It's been channeled by my archangel, Gabriel. It's okay. You don't need to teach me. And the guru's looking, the professor's looking at them, like, what's going on with this guy? Right? So then you leave the college, you go up to someone, and someone says, I have a brain tumor. You say, oh, no problem, no problem. I've become enlightened. I can operate on your brain. I'm a brain surgeon. So would you trust the person? Why not? Haven't had experience. But they are definite and they're convinced that they know how to fix you. Why don't you trust them? But they're definite. They know how to fix you. But you say, no, actually, you don't have experience. No one would sit on a table under that person. Right? Unless you're crazy. So, for some reason, I don't know why in this modern age, for everything else, you need a teacher, a professor, a guru, you know. But then when you go to spiritual things, oh no, it's all within you. No one, I don't need anyone outside to teach me. It doesn't even make sense. Right? So it's much easier to become enlightened when you have a guru, when you have people who can teach you, who can enlighten you. It's much easier. Krishna says, try to understand the truth. This is God himself speaking. Try to understand the truth by approaching a guru. Right? That's good advice. Can you imagine God, Krishna, not giving good advice? Oh, sorry, you got that one wrong. Not possible. Not possible. Humans make mistakes, but the divine does not make mistakes. So Krishna says, if you want to become enlightened, find a guru. But then he says there must be 3 elements in your approaching a guru. 3 things that you must do. First thing, inquire from the person. Make inquiries, right? Ask questions, right? Because if you don't understand something, ask. Right? I've been doing this for like 35 years, over half my life. But if I don't know something, I ask. I go to my gurus. I say, please help me understand this. Right? I don't know everything. Right? So first, you must inquire. Second thing, you must be submissive. Submissive means, I don't know everything. It's very hard to tell someone something who thinks they know everything. Have you had that experience? Have you ever been like that yourself? Oh, I know. My guru was a disciple of Prabhupada, who's the founder of the Hare Krishna movement. He was his secretary. He's very close to Prabhupada, who's the founder of the movement. And he used to always say to his guru, he used to say, I know. One time Prabhupada said, he said, I know, you know everything. Sometimes we say like that, I know, oh, you know everything. No. If you want to learn, you have to be submissive. When you come before your guru, you don't know everything. Right? You have to say, actually, I don't know everything. Please help me. And the third thing, it says, render service. What is the proof that you are making progress in spiritual life? What's the proof? Right? That you want to render service. Right? So like when people come here regularly, like you're all visiting for first time, many of you first time you've come here. But then many people, they start coming again and again and again. Like Nat, who's sitting up the back, a good friend of ours. Right? Sorry to put you on the spot. Can I use you as an example? Okay. So Nat came here first time, and now she comes regularly, again and again and again. But she does service. Right? She quite often comes here and cleans and helps us to keep the place clean and maintained. Sometimes every week. You know, she works as well, drives here every week, does service, goes home, looks after her kids, 3 daughters, right? Right? So she does service. Because when you do service, the knowledge becomes realized. Right? If you hear all this knowledge, you say, oh, this is nice, this is spiritual. Right? That's good, but then do something practical. Right? Spiritual life is not just about this. Just giving each other very deep and meaningful looks. You know, that's sometimes it's like that at the Mind, Body, Spirit Festival. Yeah, I went there one time, people were just looking at me, just going. Now that's not spirituality. Spirituality means you do some service, do something practical, right? This is spiritual life. So Krishna says here, you have to inquire submissively, you have to render service, you have to be submissive, make inquiries, and render service. That's how you will become enlightened. And then he says, the self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Tattva-darshina. Tattva-darshina means they have seen the truth. They are enlightened. So you go to someone. If you meet someone enlightened, you go to them. Right? And because they have seen, they are enlightened, then they can help you also see things properly. You know? So that's what we do here. Right? We do the chanting, then we have some philosophy, then we have spiritual food, and then we go and visit sacred cows. Does it sound good? Are you happy so far?
Yes.
Are you having a good day so far? 100% satisfaction. 100% satisfaction rate. Right?
Yes.
That means it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Right? Because I can see it's 100% satisfaction. Why? Because it's real spirituality. This is not pseudo spiritual. This is not watered down stuff. You know, if you want watered down, you go somewhere else. They'll water it down for you. Oh, just do this and do that, and like, no, we don't do it like that. We give you practical spirituality, so that you can actually make real progress. That's our mission. So I'm going to stop there. I'm just going to ask, are there any questions or comments on anything we've discussed today, or anything you want to know about the meaning of life, the universe, and everything? You can ask like that. We're happy to share some knowledge. So.
Do you have any, I'm not sure, I guess that's why I'm asking, more feminine or female gurus within the spirituality?
Within the Hare Krishna movement? It's traditionally, it's been very male dominated. But then if you look at the world traditionally or historically, it's been very male dominated. And that's why they call it history. History, his story. Because if you look all back through history, it's mainly men, making big mistakes. That's basically history. I heard recently, was it Finland, or where was it, where the girls took over? The cabinet in Iceland, was it? Finland, Iceland? Yeah, somewhere up there. So the government's basically women. And apparently it's working pretty well. So I think we should let the women take over for the next 50 years and probably help the earth a lot. Because there needs to be more balance. So in the Hare Krishna movement, traditionally it's been male dominated in the sense, in the tradition it's been males are the gurus. And now we're implementing, because we're in the Hare Krishna, it's like every religion, like probably in the Catholic Church in different places. You have the traditionalists, and then you have like the more liberal group. There's always like different groups. So in the Hare Krishna movement, there's that kind of thing going on at the moment. There's the more liberal people, and then there's the more traditional. So, thank you for your class. So, the more liberal, we're trying to bring more female gurus into the tradition, like that. So we'll see in the next couple of decades that will become more prominent, like that, because we need more female gurus we need more females to take that role, like that.
I'm going to intersectionalize my faith because I like different perspectives, whether that's biological, whatever identity, because I think that perspective is really important.
Very important.
And it's hard to find, like in religious scripts, even with how we learn history and stuff, we remove certain things to fit a narrative that makes sense. I'd like to find the narratives that don't make sense to see how it fits today.
Yeah, so it's becoming more and more prominent within our movement, like that, because our movement's been somewhat traditional up until now. So it's like, and the reasons for it as well. It's not just all, it wasn't just like, the men took over everything. There was cultural reasons behind it in traditional societies, but the modern world is different. So in this context of the modern world, we're trying to encourage more females to take those positions and roles like that. So yeah, it's becoming more prominent in our movement. But an important point to understand on that, just in the context, in our philosophy, we understand that the soul is above and beyond material conception, which means to identify as male or female is a temporary designation. So while it's true we need more females to become gurus and leaders like that, we have to understand from a philosophical point of view, we shouldn't get too caught up in the material side of things. Sometimes everyone gets too, it's got to be female, it's got to be... No, just listen to the person. If they're enlightened, doesn't matter if they're male or female, we'll accept their guidance. So we have to rise above just the temporary bodily structure. Sometimes we get too caught up on that, like that. So I don't have any problem listening to a discourse from someone who's in a male body or a female body. I don't have any problem. I'm only going to sit there if the person's enlightened. If they're not enlightened, I'd rather just spend my time doing something else. Yeah. So we have to be careful also. We don't get too caught up in, everyone's, we need more females and everything like that. No. We need people who are qualified, who are enlightened to speak to us and guide us. But I think it would be beneficial in the modern context to have more women doing that. Because the men have done such a great job of the planet so far. So it'd be nice to have some women take over for a while and, make it nicer. That's all. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's great. Thank
That's
you.
good. Any other questions? Comments? Yeah.
How old is the oldest cow?
On our farm?
Yeah.
Or the oldest cow in history?
We'll start with here.
Okay. Here? Who's the oldest?
Lali.
Lali?
Yeah, Lali.
At the moment? So probably what?
17.
17? Yep. So 17 will be the oldest. Yeah, our cows can go 20 plus. Can go 20 plus. Most cows in the world will only go around about 17. That's the average, like that. But our cows, if same as humans, if you live a stress-free life, you might live longer. And if you have a stressful life, you might live less. Right? So our cows, they tend to live longer because less stress. Our cows are actually a little spoiled. Say if you go to the toilet, does someone come and clean up after you? Yeah, well, our cows, they get that. And they go to the toilet and everyone comes and cleans after them. And sometimes I look at them and I say, can't you guys do this yourself? And they just give you a look, and then they just pass and they walk out. Because that is their position. Their position is they're animals, so they have less intelligence. Because normally you wouldn't pass in the middle of this room, right? We have a special room around the corner. Right? Everyone knows. We're humans, so we know. You do it there. They don't know that because they're animals. They have less intelligence, so they just do it in the middle of the lounge room, so to speak. So then we have to come and clean up after them. So that's because we understand their sacred position. And because we understand their sacred position, we have reverence for them, and then we serve them like that. So our cows are very spoiled, and they feel that. And because they feel that, then they live without stress. And because they live without stress, they tend to live longer than other animals. So you'll get to meet them soon. Very good question. Any other questions? And who's the oldest cow in the world?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. But we could Google it.
Yeah.
Who is the oldest cow? Who is the oldest cow? I'm not sure. Her name is Maharani. She lives in Gujarat and she is 34, which in human years would be about 200 years old. I'm just making this up as well. But yeah, there might be some very, very old cow.
Yeah, there was in America. I think her name was Big Bertha.
Bertha.
Yeah, she's
30.
Yeah, it's really big, and she had so many babies. Yeah,
Wow.
lots of babies.
Yeah, so that would mean she'd be about 150 in human years. So that's pretty remarkable. Oh, that's Big Bertha Key.
Jay.
Any other questions?
Can we eat?
You can, but I think you can wait a few more minutes. We'll see if anyone has any questions first. Yeah.
What's your opinion on like reincarnation, possibly with even animals carrying this different souls and things like that?
So what's the question?
Like, sort of, what's your perspective on reincarnation?
Oh, okay. Our perspective is reality. Because sometimes people say things like, do you believe in reincarnation? But whether we believe in it or not doesn't make a difference, right? Just like, I could ask the question now to everyone in the room. Do you believe in gravity? Hands up if you believe in gravity. Hands up if you believe in gravity. Hands up, okay, I'll ask it the other way. Hands up if you don't believe in gravity. Oh, no one's put their hand up. Why? Because it works. It's there. It's a part of life. I can say, I don't believe in gravity.
But
Yeah.
it's, if you believe the soul is infinite, does that mean, like, just perspective-wise, would it come back and experience again?
Yeah, so reincarnation is reality. It's like gravity. It's there. Reincarnation is just something that we do. Reincarnation is a sign of being unenlightened, right? Because if you're enlightened, you stop reincarnating, you go back to live with Krishna in the heaven, the spiritual world. Now, in the modern world, there's a philosophy going around that if you believe in Jesus and you die, you're automatically just going to go to heaven just by saying, I believe in Jesus. And it doesn't matter entirely how you acted in this life or how enlightened you were, but you'll just go back. So we would say that is illogical, because you have to earn it. You have to be quite enlightened if you want to go back to heaven, to the spiritual world. So reincarnation happens when you're not enlightened. You keep being born again in this world. But when you become enlightened or Krishna conscious, devoted to Krishna, you want to serve God, you want to live with God. You know, like George Harrison made that song, My Sweet Lord. Do you know that song?
I think so.
Yeah, My Sweet Lord, Hare Krishna, My Sweet Lord, Hare. You know the song?
I really want to see you.
I really want to see you. You know the song? Do you want me to bring it up on Spotify? I can play it for you. So anyway, it's a very famous song. So what he said in the song is, I really want to see you. Right? If you really want to see someone, right, you'll get to that person. Right? When your desire is strong enough, you'll get to the person. You know, if you really want to see someone, then you'll get there. And similarly, if you really want to see Krishna, God, you'll get there. Which means you'll become enlightened. So in this world, you have to earn it. You have to have the desire. Does that make sense? Then you can break reincarnation. Because reincarnation is not the goal. Right? If you live like an animal, you'll become an animal. Right? If you live like an enlightened person, then you'll become more enlightened. And if you live like someone who's devoted to Krishna, you'll go to it. Does that make sense? Yeah. So yeah, we believe in it. We believe it, but we don't want to do it. Yeah. So sometimes, like in Christianity, they have born-again Christians. Right? So our philosophy is not just born again, but it's born again and again and again and again. But we don't want to do that. We want to break that and go back to the spiritual world. Good question. Any other questions? Besides this one. I'm trying to work it out what it is, but it's kind of one. Any other questions? Anyone? We have a little bit of time, so if you have anything.
What's your opinion, perspective on multiple deities and gods?
Multiple deities and gods? Yeah. So,
Do you believe that they are the same or different?
yeah.
Affect us?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good question. Particularly in Hinduism, you'll see there's a lot of deities and gods like Shiva, Ganesh, Garuda, Buddha, Krishna, Ram, like that. So there's many different deities and gods which are there. Now, not everyone is the same or equal, you could say. There is God who, based on the ancient teachings of India, we understand God as being Krishna. There's that blue-cowed boy like that. Shiva, who is also very, very famous, he is not God. He is not like the all-powerful being, but he is what we call a demigod, which means we give the example. So, like in Australia, we have a Prime Minister, and then you have Cabinet Ministers, right? So the Prime Minister has more power, right? And the Cabinet Ministers assist. So Shiva and Ganesh and all the other gods, they assist Krishna. Like they, you know, Indra's in charge of the rain, Vayu's in charge of the wind, Yamaraj is in charge of death, Bhumi is in charge of the earth. So, you know, all these different gods are there. But we have to understand how they all relate. So just like if you go to Parliament House, you have to know which minister to go to get a particular result. Right? If you go to the finance minister, that's not going to help with the roads necessarily, or education. There's different portfolios. So similarly, if you just think all the gods are the same, which many people think, they're not all going to give the same result. So you have to understand how it all works. So there's a philosophy there, there's a teaching there. So you have to understand the teaching, the philosophy, and how everyone connects and interrelates. Because these days everyone just kind of merges it all, you know, and then it doesn't really work. You won't get the result you're after. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's, I think, why I want to understand different perspectives as well, because I've, through my own experience, had connections to different deities, different faiths. Yeah, to understand how they relate together as well.
Yeah, to see how it all relates together, you have to read the Bhagavatam, which is on the second shelf at the back. So that book is 18,000 verses. That's one book, even though it's in 18 volumes. It's one book. So if you read that, you'll understand how it all fits.
I'll put it on an audio book.
Okay, so yeah. So just listen to that, and then gradually you'll start to understand. And if you have questions, just come and ask us. Because as we said, you need gurus. You need people who can tell you, oh no, it's like this, it's like that. Otherwise, it's hard to work it all out. Because you just look at so many gods. Oh, which ones? Yeah, which one do I pray to? So what we do, because in the Bhagavatam, in the ancient teachings, it says, if you water the tree at the root, right, the whole tree gets benefit. If you go around and water each leaf, it's going to take all day. And the tree's not going to get the benefit. So similarly, it says in the ancient teachings, if you worship Krishna, God, like the all-powerful being, all the other gods are happy. But if you're just worshiping like Shiva, Ganesh, Vishnu, like that, then you just go into like each leaf and kind of, you know, it takes a lot of time, doesn't get the full result. So that's what we just make it easy. We just worship Krishna because we understand He is supreme, and we chant one mantra. We actually chant more than one mantra, but this is the main mantra, the Hare Krishna mantra, because by chanting that, you get the benefit like of all the other mantras, and you can become enlightened quickly. Because, you know, we don't know how much time we got in life, so better to just do it quickly. Otherwise, you could spend a lot of time on this stuff. That's our opinion. That's our opinion. Not everyone will accept that, that's okay. But that's our opinion. It works for me. That's why.
I guess for me, I understand that I don't know all, and I love to hear just all the different perspectives different beliefs and
Yeah.
all together.
Yeah, get all the perspectives and believe it and see what resonates with you. But if you spend your life just looking at everything, you'll become confused. Yeah, and at the end you'll be like, so you have to sit on something eventually. Yeah, you're young, so but next few years you have to really hone in and resonate. And within your heart, Krishna will enlighten you. He'll show you like that. If you're ready, then he will show you what is the most direct way to get to enlightenment.
Thank you.
That's good. Good question. Any other questions? We've got 5 more minutes, so if you have any other question. Yeah.
Are there any, like we say, he's the God in different religions, we have different gods, so does Krishna say, okay, these are the characters that needs to be in a God, like if you have these characters, you can call yourself a God or something like that?
I don't understand.
Like any characteristics of God that...
Are there characteristics to call yourself God?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to be God. Aishwaryasya samagrasya viyasya yashashaha shriyaha jnana vairagyascha shanambaga itingana. So there are 6 qualities if you God. Aishwarya means wealthy, right? But not like wealth in this world. Who's the wealthiest man on this planet? Right? We say it's Elon Musk. That's what we say. But what does he actually own? Yeah, he's got a few cars, electric cars and things like that. Does he own the universe? No. So who owns the universe? That's Krishna. So that's God. Aishwarya. Virya. Virya means strong. Who's the strongest man on the planet? I'm not sure. But but that's insignificant. Who holds the earth up? The earth is floating in space. Who's holding that? That's God. That's Krishna. Right. Yasha. Yasha means famous. Who's the most famous person in the world? Right? So many famous people, right? But this is 5,000 years old. Do you think there's anyone on the earth right now that in 5,000 years we'll still be talking about them? Not many. But this one we're still talking. So Krishna is very famous. Yashaha, Shriya, beautiful. Who's the most beautiful person on the world? Right? So many beautiful people, right? But age is attacking them, right? You see some really beautiful people and then you see them when they're older, not so beautiful. But Krishna is Navayovana, always beautiful. Shriya. Jnana. Jnana means knowledge or wisdom. Who is the wisest person? I think it's Krishna, because I read his book, it's very enlightening. And Vairagya. Vairagya means detachment. Who is the most detached person from this world? Who is not attached to material things? That's Krishna. He owns everything, but he's not attached to it. That's powerful to be like that. So that's God. So you have to have those 6 things unlimitedly. Then you are considered God. So that's Krishna. Does that answer what you?
Yes. On that, like how important is it to have detachment, like in order to be enlightened? Is it one of the main factors? Does it impact if you have?
It's compulsory. That's compulsory. You can't become enlightened if you're still attached to this world.
So attachment to like your spouse, your kids, you need to just...
No, you don't have to give it up, you have to purify it. You can be attached to your spouse, your kids, all these things, that's no problem. But you have to purify it. Do you see them as devotees of Krishna? Or do you just see them as objects for my sense gratification? Huh? So it's not that you lose your attachment, but you purify the attachment. Does that make sense? Yeah, like that. Because you can't stop being attached. We're attached to so many things, right? But you can purify the attachment, and that is called yukta vairagya, right? Where attachment does not go, but it becomes purified. In other words, it doesn't bind you to this world, the attachment. Does that make sense? Yeah, good question. Very intelligent man. Any other questions? We have 1 minute. Huh? If anyone has any questions, you can become enlightened in one minute. We can Okay, cool.
I read a lot, and I have on a lot of social media around, like, Krishna has a lot of, I think 16,000 wives and all. What's the real story behind it? What exactly does that, signify, or what it means really having so many?
Yeah, so the question, Krishna came to earth, God came to earth 5,000 years ago, and he lived in Vrindavan, then Mathura, and then Dwarka. And when he lived in Dwarka, he had 16,000 wives. 16,108 wives. The head wife is called Rukmini, Satyabhama, Jambavati, Kalindi. These are his principal wives. So someone would say, why is it symbolic, or what does it mean? No, it's true, it's factual. It's not that he symbolized. He actually has 16,108 wives. Why does he do that? Because he's showing he is God, right? Because there's no man on this planet who can keep one wife happy. No, you can't even keep one wife happy, right?
No, I'm very much happy with that.
Yeah. You're very much happy with him, which is good. That's good. But are you completely happy with him? Does he satisfy you on every level, to the depth of your soul?
I think no human being can do that.
Yeah, that's the point I'm making, right? So that's the point I'm making. So no one man or one person on this earth can make the wife completely happy and satisfied. But Krishna can. Right? And he's so powerful, he says, I won't just make one, I'll make 16,108. And he goes and he builds a palace for every one of them, 16,108 palaces, and he expands himself to live with every wife simultaneously in those palaces. And then at the morning, when he goes to work, because he goes to the Sudama assembly hall, he's a king, so he goes to the assembly hall where they meet with the government. When he's driving out on his chariot, 16,108 chariots, they all merge into one. And when he arrives at the assembly hall, it's just one Krishna. So he's showing his power. We can't do that, right? And then when he leaves work, when he leaves this in the afternoon, he comes home, then he expands back out and he goes to each and every. So it's not symbolic, he's just showing Aishwarya, or power. That's what he's showing. Is that okay? Yeah, it's impressive. Yeah. This is Krishna. Our God is not like unimpressive God. We're not cheating. We're giving you the real. Whether you can accept it or believe it, that's up to you. Like some people are sitting here now thinking, oh yeah, okay, the Hare Krishnas, they're really nice, but they're a little bit, they talk about 16,108, princesses marrying, like that. Yes, it is. It's extraordinary, but we're showing you Krishna, God is extraordinary. He's not like an ordinary person. So he can do things which we can't. If he can't do them, then he's not God. So he's very cool. He's very cool. I mean, you imagine if you could do all this, you're an impressive person. He can do it all. So it shows. That's why I bow to him. That's why I dedicate my life to him. Like that, because he's the real thing. I'm not going to go to some cheating god, some cheating guru or some cheating god, because there's a lot there. Krishna is the real thing, but you have to study it, you have to understand it. TK? Okay. Anything else? We're now over time. Is anyone hungry?
Yes.
Okay, I've got this one lady who's she's ready to eat. So we'll just go. I think they're serving in the dining room, which is next door, so you can go in there. I don't think we'll fit everyone in the dining room, so there's room outside as well, so some people maybe can sit outside, some can sit. And then in about 45 minutes we'll go across to visit the sacred cows. So please join us. Thank you all for coming. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.